Good morning, friends. Thank you again so much for your gracious welcome. I'm so grateful to be here with you, and I bring you messages of greeting from my own church, Central Union. Reverend TJ is over at Central Union today. We're doing what we call the pulpit swap. And so we give you thanks so much for lending us TJ today, and you're stuck with me, I guess. It's such a blessing to be able to partner with churches like yours as we seek to make this world a more beautiful and a more just place. And it's especially wonderful in this challenging year to have faith partners like First Unitarian so that we can support one another and give each other the gift of hope. Thank you again for welcoming me today. I don't know how you have felt, but for me, 2020 has been such a challenging year. With this pandemic, the civil unrest we're seeing, with the division and the hateful speech that has become even more rampant. At Central Union, part of my role is to spend my time checking in with folks, offering care and support as best I can. And as I've been doing that for these past several months, there is one word that I keep hearing when I'm talking with folks, and that word is weary. People say, I am weary. Now, I hope that I'm wrong, and I hope that none of you listening will relate to that feeling of weariness at all, that over here at First Unitarian, you've got it all figured out, and that you're taking good care of yourselves. But I would be willing to bet that there are maybe at least a couple of you here who can understand this feeling, right? This feeling that psychologists are beginning to call pandemic fatigue. Man, it takes a lot of energy to keep up this lifestyle of high alert, doesn't it? My colleague at Central Union, Pastor Brandon, and we were reflecting on this a couple of months ago, and we thought we needed a sermon series that would really give our people a boost, something that would rejuvenate our congregation members' tired souls. And so we came up with this series that we would do in October, this month, called What is Saving My Life Today? What is saving my life today? And our idea was that we would have 4 different preachers share their personal stories, or what we call their testimonies, about what is saving their life in this time. And when we came up with it, we were all excited. We thought it sounded like a great, powerful idea. And so the beginning of October, Pastor Brandon went first, and it was awesome. And then last week, it was me. And as soon as I started to prepare, I realized what a huge mistake I had made. It was great when I thought about other people sharing, but I had such a hard time answering that question of what is saving my life today? I spent days reading and researching and stressing and struggling to find the perfect answer, right? I worked on a long list of like, okay, what is saving my life today? Let me make a list. And then I tried to rank my answers. And when that didn't work, I reached out to some of my mentors and my colleagues because somehow I thought they might know what was saving my life right now. I'll be honest, I wore myself out at times. I was twisting and prodding and pushing myself to find the right answer that would, of course, move my congregation to tears. I probably began about 4 or 5 different messages, and I would get to a point and stop and say to myself, wow, this is truly terrible, Mary. So I would take a break, and I would go on a walk or go to the beach. And then after a time when I started to feel rejuvenated, I would start again with the same result. I'd say, okay, nope, this is not it. I can't go to the church and talk for 20 full minutes about how great coffee is and how much it's saving my life. I need something else here. And so I'd take a break again, and I would take a nap, or I'd spend some time with my dog and my cat. And once I felt better and I had some energy and some excitement again, I'd start over and over, getting stuck, and then resting my brain and my body and beginning anew. Are you sensing a pattern here? I'm embarrassed by how long it took me to see the pattern, to realize that what's saving my life and my sanity today are those moments of holy rest. Duh, right? The breaks were what was saving my life. And I've started to call these moments of rest Mary moments. Not me, I'm not the Mary from the story that Sue read. Because the truth is that I'm not often like her. If you heard this story, I have a tendency to be more like Martha, to be a bustler. In the story that Sue read, Martha is bustling around, right? She's bustling around because she wants to be a good host. She wants to show hospitality. She took herself and her role really seriously. So she wanted the food to be perfect. She wanted the house to be clean. She wanted to make sure that through her actions, her guests, and especially Jesus, would feel loved and supported. And if she didn't work to make all those preparations just perfect, who would? I imagine that she fell into the same trap that some of us are prone to, or at least I'm prone to. I bet maybe she believed that if she didn't do it, that it wouldn't get done at all, or at least that it wouldn't get done as well as it would if she did it. I make that mistake a lot, my friends. Perhaps I have a bit of a savior complex, or maybe it's my pride that gets the best of me too often. But I have a tendency to believe, and this is embarrassing to say, I believe sometimes that what I am doing is so important that if I don't do it, the world itself will come crashing down around me. That if I don't get this or that done, that our church's ministry will falter. When I'm past exhausted, I think to myself, I'm just going to make a couple more phone calls. Because if I don't, those people, they might get lonely and they might forget that divine love is holding them today. Or late at night, I think, I know I should be sleeping, but I better just answer this one email, right? Because my call is to be a light for those who need me. And I need to be a light whenever they need me. I'm really putting my human arrogance on display for you this morning. Because I'm mistaken when I believe that the ministry of love lives or dies with me. I'm mistaken when I believe that the divine needs me in order to bless others and to bring justice to the world. The truth is that I'm just not that important. As Martin Luther King Jr. said, the moral arc of the universe is long, but it bends towards justice, right? It's the work of all of us together that matters, that will bring justice. Justice and peace are coming no matter what. I need to believe that in order for me to survive. And my role isn't to bring justice and peace, but to participate alongside each of you in the work that the divine is already doing among us. The divine within us flows out and brings the justice and peace. But when we bustle and we work all the time, it actually can be a hindrance to our participation in justice work. Because when we bustle, it's so easy to miss the whisper and the rejuvenation of the Spirit, right? That's what Martha did. She bustled around and she couldn't hear what Jesus was saying because she was so busy working. My friends, we need to spend time listening to ourselves. And more than that, listening to the divine within us and within each other so that we don't burn out. Many of you have probably heard the saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. And I just bet that you don't need me to tell you that that is true. This pandemic time has shown me again and again the importance of me practicing self-care. All of us need time to recharge, time to care for ourselves and our loved ones. We cannot remain locked in an endless struggle against the principalities and powers that perpetuate injustice, because without rest and rejuvenation, that struggle isn't survivable. Rest and self-care, they are essential pieces of justice work. And so is trust. Trusting that when I take a break, others are stepping up. Even the most well-known teachers from around the world put rest at the forefront of their mission or of their ministry. I think of Jesus Christ and of the Buddha, of Muhammad, of Mahatma Gandhi. Each of these people pushed the importance of rest. They put it at the center of their lives so that through that they could bring their mission to fruition. And yet, this call to rest, it's challenging for me. Sometimes I can tell myself all of the things that I've just said, and I still don't follow my own advice. Martha, too, in our story, apparently struggled with this. But thank God for Jesus, who responded to her complaints about her sister, not with judgment, not with an eye roll, as I probably would have given, but Jesus responded with love and with a reminder to her that she didn't need to bustle. She needed to hear that from someone else. In those moments when I can't recognize my own anxiety and my own anxious bustling about, I am so grateful for the grace that comes in the form of those who care about me, my own personal Jesuses in my life. I'm grateful for my partner who invites me to stop working for the day and spend time with him. I'm grateful for my colleagues who remind me that the world doesn't rest upon my shoulders, but that we are in this together. And perhaps most of all, I'm grateful for the members of my congregation who offer me their love, and once in a while, they do things like asking me if I'm taking my Sabbath days off. They ask me, I get an email once in a while, Mary, are you resting? Are you allowing space for the divine to work through other people by taking a break? My friends, those emails, those people that reach out to me, they are a gift. It is a gift when each of us check in with one another and remind one another of the sacred call to rest. First Unitarian Church, where are you today? Where are your hearts? Are you bustling and anxious? Are you distracted with stress and worry and overwhelm? Or are you remembering to take that sacred time of rest so that your souls may be rejuvenated and refreshed? I ask you, what is saving your life today? I'd like us to spend a few minutes reflecting together on this as we listen to a special song. This is the very same song that Reverend TJ is sharing at Central Union this morning. It's a powerful reminder of our interconnectedness as we join our voices and our hearts with theirs. So let us come together in song.